The Global Peace Index measures countries in a variety of categories and scores them from great, which is 1, to terrible, which is 5. And with an overall rating of 1.341, the Czech Republic just sneaks onto this list with its excellent ratings, ahead of the unlucky Portugal with an overall rating of 1.344. Overall, Europe dominates the rankings, with just 4 countries from other continents. The Czech Republic itself has made huge strides since the previous turbulent Balkan conflicts. Despite the tumultuous events of recent years, a brief spat with Russia, and escalated terrorist threats, Australia, in fact, has moved up the Global Peace Index into the top 10. The report cited Australia scaling back its involvement in the ongoing Afghanistan conflict was a factor in the improved rating, while across the world, the average peacefulness had deteriorated by 2.4%. Known for being a very expensive place to go on holiday, Japan also managed to gather a global peace rating of 1.322, which is rather good compared to neighbors China and their ratings of 2.267, ranking them 124th of all countries. From 3.69 million reported crimes in 2002, Japan's crime rate has been on a steady decline according to the Ministry of Justice in a report published in 2012. The country, in fact, had the second lowest crime rate during 2005 on the planet, just behind Spain, and the lowest serious crime rates in the same year. With a more than acceptable Global Peace Index score of 1.287, Canada came 7th in the list and excels in a slew of other ways. For example, it topped a world reputation survey conducted by the Reputation Institute. Canadians themselves are the 3rd most satisfied citizens in the world too, according to the OECD's Better Living Survey, and the country recorded the 3rd lowest rates of assault in the same Better Living Survey. Known for its driving tradition and highly stringent driving laws, Finland ranks highly in a number of areas, 3rd in the world for ethics, 5th in the world for government effectiveness, and ranked best country to be a mother back in 2013. This was more because of a change in measurements than anything. The report began to look at the rates of baby survival on the first day following the 2012 measurement, and so some might argue Finland simply claimed its rightful place. Yet another Nordic country, Switzerland, earns its almost impeccable safety rating through some great stats, including a homicide rate of just 0.6 homicides per 100,000 people. In 2011, when the last study was carried out, however, Switzerland lost its safety country rating as the crime rates fell back into line with those of the rest of Europe. Between 2004 and 2010, violence or threatening behavior rose from 7.2% to over 10%. New Zealanders could probably be disappointed. The country is still high in the Global Peace Index rankings, but has slipped down 2 places from 2nd. Hopefully that doesn't represent a trend for a country that was previously ranked in 1st place in 2009 and relies heavily on tourism and therefore a safe reputation for its GDP. Incarceration rates, violent crime, military expenditure, and external conflicts are all argued to have affected the island country's ranking. Austria's position at 3rd in this list was hotly debated among commentators following the news, but the country has come a long way since the dark days in its history. Further evidence of this is in the recent banning of Nazi codes in number plates, which the social minister said had no place in our society. Austria received a rating of 1.198 on its Global Peace Index score, suggesting that rare problems with neo-Nazis are just that. This Scandinavian country just about missed out on number 1 spot, but the country's people can still be very happy with themselves, especially as the country was also the 2nd happiest country in the world in 2013, according to the Legatum Institute's Prosperity Index. Additionally, it is also perceived as an extremely safe country, according to statistics website Numbeo, with safety walking alone during daylight ranked as a sterling 93.90 out of 100. With a near-perfect Global Peace Index score, Iceland sits on the pinnacle of safe countries to visit. Paradoxically, Iceland also has almost 1 gun for every 3 people. Still, the country boasts a very equal society, stringent gun laws, a non-existent drug problem, and a minuscule homicide rate, which is 5 times lower than that of the US. Be right back, guys. I'm moving to Iceland.